Welcome to another podcast with the Khaos Project. Along with Billy Graff sitting in front of your camera right now, I brought my bodyguard.
What's going on, Chap?
Bear, how are you, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great.
All right, you ready for a new year?
Absolutely, man.
Man,
Absolutely.
I can't wait. We're gonna talk about 2024.
All right.
2023 for some people was just not the greatest thing in the world. 2024, I think's got great. We got great expectations.
Man, it's some things need to change, man. New year, new you, right? What are your New Year's resolutions? What is this year gonna hold for you? Because this last couple of years haven't worked out so well.
Yeah, I was telling my church last Sunday, refresh, restart, reset, whatever you got to do to get your life back on track.
Where do you start, though? Where do you start?
I can tell you where I start. I look at the past, identify maybe where I went wrong, maybe some decisions that I make that didn't do so well.
Right.
And I try not to do that again for one. And as I look forward, I anticipate with cheerfulness the possibilities.
I like it. I like it. What are your New Year's resolutions? What are your personal New Year's resolutions?
I don't do resolutions, Bear.
Why not?
Because 2 weeks from now, they'll be gone. What I try to do is I adjust my behavior for the year to coincide with where I want to be in a year. And making a resolution is basically making up something that I know I'm not going to probably follow through with. A lot of folks make resolutions, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to be nicer to my wife, or I'm going to do something. And what happens is life gets in the way because it's not a behavior change.
Right.
What we have to do when we look at a new year, you identify some of your character faults, your character defects, I guess you could say, things that didn't work out well for you. I think you want to begin to change the way you look at the year, your goals, your behavior, the behaviors that you participated in that didn't do so good for you last year.
Right.
Begin to change those behaviors. But you can't do that if you don't know what you did.
So you're saying you have to take a personal inventory.
Absolutely.
First off.
Oh, fancy way of saying it.
Identify your mistakes of where you went wrong and then make some changes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you don't have the ability to figure out where you went wrong, how are you going to go right?
Absolutely.
And so with 2024, I see so much possibility. I see more possibility in 2024 than I did in 2023. My life was in a different place. Things were different. I started a new job and took on some new initiatives in life. And a couple of them went really well. I'm going to tell you, life was exciting in 2023. But at the same time, I think 2024 has the potential of being even better.
Absolutely.
And so I'm looking at how I can adjust my own thinking to make myself better. And hey, 2024, I'm around better people, some new people. And I found you last year. And you're making me a better person, a better man. You're challenging me in some areas that I'm not used to being challenged. And so for me, 2024 provides an opportunity to take some of your challenges towards me and to be a better man. I don't think there's any age bracket that can't be better. And so I'm looking forward to you holding me accountable this year, and we'll see what happens. How about you? What are you looking at for 24?
I was thinking about this, and man, I think I'm going to focus on my personal relationships and my family.
Okay.
Maybe start being a little bit selfish.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean selfish?
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
So we spend so much time giving little pieces of ourselves away to everybody else, right? Somebody needs something. Hey, Chap, I need your help moving.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. I need this. I need that, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be there for the people that you love. I'm telling you to be there for the people that matter, right?
There's a big difference.
Right.
We can love, we love a lot of people maybe, but we throw that word around a lot now in our society.
We do.
And I like the way you framed it better.
I noticed, I was having some issues with my wife, and doing my own self-reflection, self-assessment, my own inventory of where Bear went wrong. I'm dedicating myself to my wife again. I'm dedicating myself to my family. I need to do things. I need to put that energy that I have for everything else into my personal relationships. And who is more important than your kids, your family, right? Your partner, your spouse, right? Because they're going to be there after this job. They're going to be there after your next endeavor, right?
Yep.
Who's going to be there when the dust settles, right? And those are the relationships you need to nourish, right?
Absolutely.
So those are my personal goals, my personal aspirations. You know, a lot of people, I think, have an issue with this, man, because it seems like an insurmountable task, right? You set these goals, you set these New Year's resolutions, their desires, their aspirations, right? Where do you start, right? One day or day one, right? I use the mantra 1% better every day, right? Healthy things grow. Like I can go on with analogies, but man, it really is. You got to start somewhere, right? Step outside of your comfort zone. And I'm working towards that, right? Nobody likes to look like a failure. You don't like to look like an idiot when you go out and try something new. I can't dance, right? So dancing.
Oh, I've seen you try.
I mean, maybe.
You're right. You can't dance, brother.
You can dance pretty good. But, I mean, when you try something new, you have that fear of failure.
Sure.
So step outside of your comfort zone, do something new, and it's going to be better for you. You're challenging yourself. You're growing. It's that hormetic effect, right? You're stressing your body, you're stressing your mind, and you're conditioning it to perform better, right? To perform better through the anxiety, through that stress,
right?
And it doesn't have to be you want to go to the gym. You don't have to start off with a 300-pound bench press, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yep.
Right. Start off in little increments, micro goals, if you will.
Right.
That'll help you get to those big goals.
Right. I think it's really important too. And as I'm listening, I'm not hearing resolutions. I'm hearing behavior adjustments.
Is that not a resolution?
That's depends on how you define resolution. It's a change for sure. And resolutions are cool. They're fun. They're fine. I think we need a deeper connection to commitment than the word resolution. I think there needs to be a different term we use because resolution is thrown out. It's a throw out word. It's a throwaway word.
I'm glad you brought up the term commitment because that's one thing we can all do.
Yeah.
Be a person, be a man, be a woman of your word, right? Start there, right? Do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Keep that same energy when it's game time.
Right. Well, that's what I think's kind of fun with us. We talk a lot.
Right.
Even when we're not on camera.
Right.
And we challenge each other and we throw stuff out at each other and we hold each other accountable. I mean, every day we tend to visit sometime throughout the day. And you asked me, hey, how'd you do on so-and-so? You said you were going to get that done yesterday. Did you get it done? Accountability is huge. And when we're talking about a new year, new behaviors, new attitudes, new thoughts, new ways of doing life, treating our wives better, our friends better, our relationships, rebuilding and rekindling some of those relationships that really matter to us, which I think is a number one level adjustment for 2024 for all of us, because I think we can always do better with relationships.
Absolutely.
There is no one's perfect at relationships. I don't care how many books you've written, because people should continue to change.
What if you're a single or you're an introvert? You learn a new skill, learn a new hobby.
Sure.
Right. You can still challenge yourself in that arena.
Absolutely.
Right. So there's still little steps, little things that you can do to improve where you want to be. What did you want to be when you grow up? Right. Where's that energy now? Where's that hustle?
I don't know where I want to be when I grow up, Bear. I don't know where I'm going.
Right.
But I do know I'm moving forward.
Remember who you wanted to be. And that's the message that I want to put out there, right? For resolutions. Remember what you wanted to do when you were little. Where's that energy, right? Because life is a grind. It's a grind, man.
Yeah.
And you got to keep that hustle. You got to keep that grind, right? You stop moving, you die.
What's your purpose? I believe God's got a purpose for everybody. Now, too often we find ourselves not fighting and not working in our purpose. We're working in our wants. We're working in what selfish me wants to experience in life we're missing out, I think, so often we're missing out on the joys of purpose. You and I talked about purpose before, and purpose really is that thing that excites you, whether you like doing it or not. Because when you're doing what you're meant and built to do, you can get away with enjoying it from a different perspective.
I like that. I did something. I stepped outside of my comfort zone again last year, and I wrote a mission statement.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know, or I think we've talked about this before, mission statement, right? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be, right? And how are you going to get there? You've got to start by taking that first step, right?
Right.
You've got to grow. You've got to step outside of your comfort zone, but build a mission statement. Set your priorities. Right. What are your priorities?
Right.
If 10 is too many, start with 3. If 3 is too many, start with 1. Right. And it'll come to you. Right. But are you putting your energy into the things that really matter?
Right. Well, I think when we set our goals for 2024, we have to pick a trajectory to get there. And along the way, along the path, there's a lot of stopping spots, a lot of opportunities to take an exit, to divert, chase the squirrel, we like to call it. We have to be disciplined, and we have to really focus to get where we want to go. And I think too often, men especially, we put our eye on the target, and then it moves and it shifts, and the wind begins to blow, and we forget to tap in and twist in the wind shear factor and the you know what I'm talking about, and we're off target.
Right.
And so that's where I think if you really want to change some things in your life, I don't think you can do it by yourself. I think it's imperative that you have people in your life that can assist you in the process, in the walk. Find people that want to assist you in meeting those goals. Someone who wants to see you successful.
Who's on your team? Who's in your foxhole? Who's in your tribe?
Absolutely. You got it. So I think 2024 is going to be great. It's an election year. It's going to be wild and crazy. And people are going to go nuts somewhere down the road. And I'm going to try to be there. I'm going to make my life as good as I can, doing the things that God has called me to do, encouraging as many people as I can to be who they're supposed to be. And along the way, I pray that I grow and I become stronger and better at being who God has made me to be. But at the same time, I hope along the way, I have the privilege of helping some other men grow and become better than they were in 2023.
Absolutely. I want to harden up our population a little bit and, get people to stop being as soft as baby food. So it's a start. Right. Where do you start? You start with one person.
That's right.
I'm starting with myself.
All right. Sounds great. Well, hey, guys, if 2023 wasn't so great for you and 2024 is looking better, find some people in your life that can walk the walk with you, that can take the journey with you, set some goals, write them down, put them on paper, find someone, let them know what your goals are, and ask them to be accountable with you. Let them help you. I believe 2024 has got the potential to be the very finest year we've ever had in our lives, but we have to focus and get serious and stick to it. Commit yourself to whatever you want to do, and let's see what you can do, building your relationships and becoming a better man. I'm Billy Graff, and this is Bear. We'll see you next time.